Hello again, artists everywhere. This is Trey, and today is the continuation of Artist Bootcamp for beginners. Today is another freestyle day where it's draw whatever you like. Draw what you like. But let's take a quick glance at the schedule. Today is Sunday, February 4th. Here we are. Freestyle, draw what you like. Tomorrow will be Monday, where we will review the basic shapes and then go into mannequins. And Tuesday will be shapes, heads, hands. Remember to get your pictures of your hands in different positions, 9 of them, and your head in different forward, 3/4, and profile view. And make a file for that. But we'll go over that again on Tuesday. Mannequin work again, and some beginning anatomy. But today is Freestyle Draw What You Like Day. So let's draw what we like. Well, first I'll do we'll do some warm-ups. Yes. Warm-ups with shapes to get loose and limber. Right? This is the workout plan. And in a workout plan, it's steady, continual improvement. And you gotta stretch, right? You gotta stretch. So, back to shapes. Make another layer. And hit B for the brush tool. B for the brush tool, and let's make some badly designed shapes. Oh, nope. That's okay. Whoa. And this is why I need this continual practice. Okay, that looks not bad. Continual practice. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Try different pressure. All right, you can go light, you can go mid, you can go dark. But we're just trying to build a routine for ourselves so that we might not be good today, but tomorrow will just be a little bit better, and the next day a little bit better than that. We're playing a long game here. We're building skills that will hopefully last a lifetime. Why am I saying hopefully? It'll last a lifetime. Skills that'll last a lifetime. Okay, that was that. 3D shapes. Another new layer. And jeez, that's way off. Try to be decisive. Decisive lines just feel better, it seems. If I'm thinking too much, I start to... Or maybe it's a blend between thinking and not thinking. I don't know. But we gotta go through it. We gotta go through it. But I hope everybody's weekend is great. The weekends are some of the hardest times to get in draw time, because you think of all the stuff that you could be doing instead. It's like you want to see your friends, you want to go to the movies, you want to hang out and be sociable. But always remember, we're trying to get better by making janky shapes. The building blocks of everything around us. And I think one of the most important reasons for doing this, like making janky shapes, is that this right here is your baseline. Because every workout plan, right? There's days when you don't want to do stuff. It's like, I'm too tired. Or maybe you were sick for a couple days and you know you got to get back to the gym or whatever. And that first day, the first day is always hard. So you always need that minimum, the smallest set, just to get the small victory, you know? Okay, so that's shapes. We don't need that. We'll save that. Always save. Get rid of that. Now, for a recap of the freestyle. We are now in freestyle section. I'm sure you're just plugging along, drawing whatever you like. So let's recap what I have done. Let's see. We're doing a detective. Unnamed, untitled detective who is the younger. He's a vet. He's been doing this for a while. He's disheveled, but he has a keen intellect. We have the rookie, the rook, who's fresh from the academy, who hasn't seen as much, and so he's a plucky, pure spirit. We have the captain, who sees threats everywhere. He's kind of a grump. And he just wants the vet to clean up his act. He knows he's talented, but clean it up. We have the ace, who's the rival to our vet, our veteran detective. Also really good, smart, talented, and gets things done. Captain's favorite. We have the reporter / criminal who knows the comings and goings of the police because she's a reporter, but also uses that information to steal stuff, mostly for fun. She's not a devious or a ill-spirited villain, just, a not so bad criminal. There we go. And the young tech person who is the eyes and ears of the city, who imparts information. But I think I'm going to focus on the detective today because he's your lead. He is the lead. Usually once you find the lead, it makes everybody, finding everybody else easier because then you can play off of what he is to make other characters what he is not. So say like his family, they're the WAT team, the Bureau of Weapons Advanced Tactics. And they're hyper cops. They're the best of the best. And his whole family, our lead character's whole family is in the WAT team. And they kind of look down on him because, he's not one of them, unfortunately. But he has to walk his own path. So, with opposites, right? Whatever he is not, you can emphasize in other characters. So, say he has disheveled look and they're clean cut, very face-fronting, bold, square-jawed, broad, athletic people, and he is not. Right? So you play with these things. But I really don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not really going anywhere. We're just drawing for funsies. So today, let's see, the detective. Sometimes I start off with some notes. Detective is a mess, right? He's a mess. He's casual, like he doesn't honor, like if there's honorifics or people higher than him, he doesn't care. Casual. Loose hair, disheveled, unkempt. So he's loose. He doesn't go by the rule books. No rules. Always looks tired. So he's tired. He's seen too much, right? He knows how the world works. And that how there can be a glossy facade, but a rotten core. So yeah. So if once you have some of this established, everybody else can be not this, which helps with balance. But let's say we do some, I don't know, gesture sketches of what he's like. He's always a slouch, right? And he'll lean up against buildings and walls. He tries to smoke, but nobody lets him smoke. Right, so if he's gonna walk, he'd always be like this when he's walking somewhere. And so the rookie would always be, the straight man, the Watson to his Sherlock, right? But what do detectives do? What do detectives do? Detective shows. They go to crime scenes. They're usually hunting for, right? They're usually always crouched over some kind of piece of evidence. They're not touching things necessarily because it's a crime scene. But, there's, police tape, and they're always looking at stuff very closely. Of course, they're in their car, which is like their mobile base. And so, he'd be in his car with his arm out the window, maybe with a cigarette, but he can't light it. While his partner would be in the car, very upright. What are we doing today, Captain? Or sir, maybe the rookie calls him sir. Sir, what are we doing today? It's like, I don't know. Another crime scene. Mostly you're just trying to find the character. What makes this guy unique? Maybe they draw guns. Maybe not. I think of that more as like cop stuff, but hold it right there. But would he hold it like that? Maybe he'd be not a straight shooter. He'd be more like a casual. Put it down. Put the jewels down. Please don't make me shoot you. The laziest detective. I don't know. Maybe office work, like paperwork or whatever. And he has his head on his desk. Well, there's like stacks of papers. Just he's surrounded by evidence and stacks of information. But he always knows he can go to the tech, the eye in the sky for the real information. So he blows this stuff off. He's like, nope, not gonna do it. So I'll just take a nap. This is the fun part about art, just thinking of stuff. This doesn't even matter because I'm just doing it on a Sunday, but it's just fun to think about. I think I kind of want that picture right there. So, he's got his hands on his desk. He's like, I'm too tired. Maybe he has his coat as a blanket over his shoulders while he sleeps. I don't know. We're just having fun on a Sunday. He's always got his newsboy cap. While he sleeps and his hair is all disheveled. E tool for eraser. The brackets to increase the size of the pen reticle, or to reduce it. And at this early stage, I just push and pull. Just pushing and pulling. Seeing what I like. All right, we're not going for perfection. We don't even know what we're doing. We're just sketching on a Sunday. He's trying to sleep, but he has one eye slightly open, just in case the captain comes by. Right, just in case. Because everybody's scared of the captain. Hmm. I haven't figured any of this out. Because I don't know what kind of clothes would he wear. I imagine as a detective you have to be somewhat neatly dressed. But that's like you can't be a detective and be t-shirts and jeans, right? Sherlock Holmes in t-shirt and jeans. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. What else? Let's do. I will stop and, abandon drawings and start new drawings and abandon those drawings and start new drawings all the time because, we're just messing around. Messing around in the studio. Let's see. Well, what else with this kid? He doesn't even have a name. What is his name? Oh yeah, it's Sleepy Brown, right? That's more like a nickname, not a name. I don't know. We'll think about it. But and sometimes I'm just going to be bouncing around today. I'll take other drawings, right? And then blow them up. And then sometimes, you'll fade it down a bit with the eraser. And then draw on top of it. And he's always kind of slouched. Actually, why am I drawing this one when I have the other one on the other page, right? Yeah, so just take that one. Right? It's the same thing. It's the same pose. Why make your life harder? Just take the old. I do this too, right? We cannibalize old art to make new art. So let's duplicate this layer. Because sometimes, you go far astray from this. So I always want to keep the old one, take the new one. Let's get rid of these yahoos. Deselect. I don't know. You got to do whatever is good for you. All right. Do what is best for you. Deselect. Let's fade this guy back. Let's say V and 5. Makes it 50% opacity. Yeah, let's do 30. Yeah. So 3 for 30. And then back to the brush tool. Let's try to figure this kid. This is the fun part about drawing. It's fun, right? Or it should be fun. And I usually start off pretty light and then get darker by the end. But can you see that? I don't know. Let's make a new layer. No, what are you doing? But I've always liked drawing. It's, I guess it's that thing that grounds me. I guess like most kids, it's an outlet. And I sometimes also, I'm just bouncing around in my thoughts between the actual drawing and whatever else I'm thinking of. Uh, but I'll sometimes draw the figure underneath, even while I'm drawing the clothes. Sometimes I'm just bouncing around. Like I'm not staying focused on a single thing. I'm just, right. So I'm doing form, but I'm also just jumping around to different things. There's no focus, which can sometimes bite you. But sometimes it's just, this is one of those times. It's just, we're just having fun. We're not gonna stress over this. We're just gonna just meander artistically. And sometimes some people have patterns about they always draw a certain way, and it's like all the time. Like for example, some people will start with the eyes and then go from the eye outwards. But I tend to just bounce around. And I don't know if that says anything about the person or the artist or whatever, but it's just how I've always done it. Yeah. And everybody's different. You ask, 100 artists to draw. If you ask 100 artists to draw the same thing, they're all going to draw something slightly different in their own way. And I think that's kind of cool. He has a cocked eyebrow, even under his hat. Because he's always skeptical. Mm-hmm. I see. I see. I don't know what time we started this. So I'm just gonna go for as long as I feel like. What do you? Oh, yes, of course. Because I didn't join them, so. Like. I'm guessing the town that this takes place is detective shows. Usually they're rainy cities, or maybe it's because of, I don't know, maybe the Sherlock Holmes London effect on detective shows. I don't know, but I think of detectives and I think of a rainy city, and I don't know why. And the cool part is that once you have, well, I usually do a loose sketch, and then if I like it, then I can find reference for clothing and other odds and ends. But of course, everybody's different. Some artists do the research gathering before, but I kind of like to, I have no ideas, no preconceived notion of this character, so I'm just drawing it as I see fit. don't imagine anything he wears is tight. It just wouldn't match, his style. Let's see. So let's get rid of this. If I'm on the right layer. Deselect. Now, like I was saying, I often reuse gesture sketches or thumbnails because sometimes you can't exactly replicate it. And if it looks good, just reuse it. Why make more work for yourself? Just, if you already got it in that first try, or the second, third, or just a thumbnail, blow that up and draw on top. But of course, every artist is different. You may do as you wish. There is no one size fits all for artists. It's whatever you like. And of course, every artist hits the art struggle where you're trying to fix a drawing and it just won't fix. It's like, ugh, those are the worst. So I'm trying to implement some of the stuff that, we were doing throughout, for Thursday and Friday, whether circle or say the boxes and cubes, because a lot of people do the torso as a cube or an egg shape, or again, it depends on what different artists. The pelvic can be another box or a rectangle, right? But what this does is it gives you, like, what is the lit side? If this is more lit than this, then this is in shadow, right? And the light hits this side. So it's just a way of a form in space. We're trying to simulate 3D on 2D planes, right? So light, if it hits this side, then this side is more in shadow. And that seems to be more helpful for, like, when I was a younger person. It's like, oh, okay, so I can understand positioning by the box because, it hits this side. And it's a more noticeable difference than this side. But, everybody learns differently. So learn how, whatever makes sense for you. All right. And if you break down a character into basic shapes and just with cylinders, cones, and right, wedges and all these simple shapes to show a complex shape in space and all that. Yeah. This is what we do. Don't make me show you. Should it be more down? I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I kind of like this bold one. All right, it doesn't exactly suit his character. But that clear line of action, if I can, all right, clear line of action. His body and then straight. And I noticed that in art, we like curves and then straights. Curves and straights. I'm all over the place today, but yeah. Like if you're going to draw an arm, so here's the shoulder, you could have a straight and then a curve. Right. Curve, straight. All right, we like that. Actually, back it up, back it up. I always start with the head. But again, everybody's different. I have no plan. I have no plan. We're just mucking it up in the studio. mucking it up in the studio. What would the flow of action be? Is he turning this way? Drawing his gun and firing? So what would that mean? Would that mean that his leg is like this? Right? And this leg is kind of, but I kind of like that straight right here. Maybe. I'm talking my way through it. Don't mind me. I'm just. Could you try to think of drama, right? Maybe somebody fired at him and he's firing back. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the story is. We have no story, which makes this exciting because we can go anywhere, but also makes it unclear because it's we're making up as we go, which is always tricky. Always tricky. This is kind of fun. I haven't just drawn like with no plan in a while, it seems. Like this. His hands are still in his pockets. But I don't know. We're just drawing in the studio. I hope your drawings are turning out well. Turning out well, my friend. Because there's nothing like getting that one good drawing. You could have a string of, you can have a bad day, but if you get that one good drawing, it makes waking up in the morning worth it. Just that one good drawing. One good drawing makes every day better. And I wonder for artists, right? Because it feels like it's a high, right? It's some kind of chemical dopamine hit from a good drawing that, you know, it's it's addictive. uh, it's and I wonder, this is this why artists, you know, do it? Is it just that simple? For that sweet, sweet dopamine hit of a good drawing. But I guess it also, that kind of a high makes the days you can't draw excruciating, right? It's like it feels like a wasted day. I got nothing. And you know, sometimes that just, it can happen. Not all days are the same. I'm just going with no rhyme or reason. No rhyme, no reason. Let's scooch this over. Maybe, don't lose this foot. Maybe take this down a bit. Let's take, let's take you. Mm-mm. I want to get this one before signing out. I guess. guess this is this. We're just sketching in the studio. Sketching in the studio. But I think we'll call that a day. Shall we? On this lovely Sunday. Hopefully it's lovely for you. I'm just reviewing what we did in these couple of hours over the weekend. Not bad. Could be better. Could be worse. But all right, so let's look at the schedule one more time. Okay, so today was the first freestyle weekend. Next weekend will be superheroes. And I'll probably have more of a plan for that one. Well, on my end, you can draw whatever you like. And Monday, we'll be recapping shapes, but we'll do that every day. But that'll be a recap for shapes, and then we'll get into mannequins, which is a proto-human, as I consider it. And it's a great way to learn the basics of just, how many heads high, what are the dimensions of a normal human being, because usually there's a standard for mannequins, and how we can apply that for later growth using anatomy, drawing on top of mannequins for anatomy studies and whatnot. But yes, so on Monday, shapes and mannequins. Tuesday, shapes, heads and hands. I'm going to start those. Mannequins and anatomy. And then on Wednesday, shapes, heads and hands, mannequin, anatomy, and perspective. So, I hope you enjoyed the first week freestyle weekend. And I will see you on the next video. Take care. Later.